Shalom El Shirala. I want to give infinite honors to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Shimmer Kakadash. I want to give double honors to our teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to my fellow laborers in Yahweh Shai, pushing the truth across the four winds in these blessed last days, seconds, and times. I came across this clip on Vlad TV. He's interviewing some comic. I never heard of the guy, but the title caught my eye. The title says, let me see what the title says. How can I do this? You know what? I'll just bring it back to full screen. The title says, bear with me, Aki. Bert Kreischer thought he'd had to sleep with Will Smith and his 12 friends to get a job. All right. Now they're doing this interview with comedy. Okay. But in the last days, the Most High is bringing everything to light. Now the title is wild. Okay. But all you do is hear rumors of, well, as of late in these last days, you've been hearing the rumors and even Edomites coming forth said and telling what's going on in Hollywood. You even have celebrities that give little snippets. They don't just come boldly and say this is what's going on, but they throw things out there. All right. Now this guy's a comedian, but he's telling the fucking truth. When you look at this, you have to have on your spiritual binoculars and know the time that we're living in. In the time that we're living in, the Most High is exposing all the works of darkness, all the secrets of the so-called white man. He's making Esau bare, okay? So he's showing all of the wicked things that Esau do behind the curtains, all right? Now I'm going to play this and then I'm going to bring out some scriptures to show that we're at the end of time, because all these things these damn devils been doing is coming out. All right. So let me get to the part where I'm going to get straight to the point. So let me press play.
A showcase for you and Will Smith's company?
Yep. So I was at the time I was working the door and I was just letting anyone that went to NYU come in. And so everyone's underage drinking. And so I have this like huge following of college kids that basically can drink for cheap and don't get ID'd. And I go up at the end of the night and they love me. And so Time Out New York writes an article about me because of this. And then Will Smith's people, David Tochterman specifically, saw the article. And Barry Katz called me up and he's like, they want to see you do stand-up. And so I went and I did like 7 minutes and I just had a dream set. I had one of those dream sets that you get. You probably get 10 of them out of your life, and the next day they were offering me a development deal. I take that back. They said they offered me a development deal, and they said it's contingent upon meeting Will and Will liking you.
Okay, so you met Will.
Met Will at I want to say the Hit Factory. I want to remember the thing. That's the name on the Upper West Side.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing Millennium, and I go in. I remember I brought a camera. My manager's like, "Don't bring a camera. Don't bring a camera. If you want to be his peer, you don't ask to take a picture with him." And I was like, okay. So I have no pictures of me and Will ever. Go in. They sit 2 chairs in the middle of a dance studio, facing 2 folding chairs in the middle of a dance studio, facing each other, and they're like, "We'll be in a second." I sat with the chair with my back to the door. I didn't know what door he was coming in. And he went through everything. I want to know what he thought about Outkast. I want to know what he thought about, because I just come upon the fact that like hip hop was made for the place that you listen to it. So you and them are going to the movies together? I was like, yeah, I guess. And I was like,
all right.
I want to know what he thought about, because I just come upon the
trying
fact
to get
that
straight to the point.
Hip hop was made for the place that you listen to it. So New York, it's all headsets. Miami, it's all bass. Like, and I was like, I was off to the races. And he liked me. He was like, "Let's go see a movie." I was like, "Okay."
You guys went to a movie.
I called my dad, and I was like, I got in the car. My dad goes, "How'd it go?" I go, "It went great." He was like, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah, we're going to the movies." My dad's like, "What?" I go, "We're going to the movies." And he was like, "Want a date?" And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. I really didn't ask. Like, I was just needed. And he was like, what do you mean? Like, what, you and him are going to the movies together? I was like, yeah, I guess. And I was like, it's at Planet Hollywood. And he was like, they have a movie theater there? I was like, Dad, I don't know. Maybe we'll go get lunch there and dinner and then we'll go to the movies. And he was like, oh, buddy. He's trying to fuck you. And I was like, I go, what? And he goes, listen, this is very popular in Hollywood. These guys have had so much pussy, they get tired of it. And so they're trying to turn out young boys. That's the only thing that really excites them is watching the look in your eyes when you have to suck your first dick. And I was like, are you being serious? He goes, no, I mean, I've heard about it. I'm not sure that's what this is. I just want to warn you. Look, you're my only son. I don't want you to go in there unprepared and end up sucking this guy's dick. I'm just saying. And I was like, okay. So I go, what do I do? And he goes, show up. He goes, he was like, I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm just letting you know. You don't want to go in not knowing something. So I showed up. I showed up and I went to Planet Hollywood up by like 56th up in that area near Columbus Circle. And I walked in the front lane and I was like, is Will Smith here? She was like, yeah, in the back. And I was like, oh. So funny. I didn't think he'd be like eating dinner with everyone. I start walking through. She sent me like a mannequin of Will Smith. I go, no. The actual Will Smith. And the look on her face was like I said, I break off dolphins' beaks. She was like, huh? I said, I'm here for Will Smith, the person. She was like, hey man, celebrities don't hang out at Planet Hollywood. And I was like, am I getting punked? In my head, I'm like, at least I'm not fucking anybody, right? So I go, is it cool if I wait? And she was like, yeah, you can wait all you want. And so I sat in the lobby of Planet Hollywood, like in a little waiting room for like 10 minutes maybe. And then all of a sudden this door behind me opens up and this 6'5", 350-pound black dude named Charlie Mack sticks his head out and he's like, you Bert? I was like, yeah. And he goes, downstairs. So I'm like, oh shit. So I follow. I'm thinking, I gotta fuck this guy too. This is gonna be a long fucking night. Jesus Christ. So I get downstairs and it's 10 black dudes, all in a small room, probably the same size as this, with curtains all around it and a folding table in the center. And I'm looking and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna fuck these 10 black dudes. Will, Charlie Mack, I know he's bringing Jazzy Jeff. That's 13 black. I'm fucking a lot of dudes tonight. Like in my head, I'm like, if this is a scenario, I am screwed. And I just sit with my back against the curtain and I don't make eye contact and I just kind of like no one's talking to me. They're talking to each other and I'm just waiting. And then Will Smith shows up with Jazzy Jeff. I swear to God, with Jazzy Jeff. With the fucking glass. It's Jazzy Jeff from the fucking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right?
Right.
Comes in and he's like, hey, this is Bert. And everyone's like, oh, he's like, this is the guy I was telling you about. And they're like, oh, okay. And they all start walking. I'm like, all right, here we go. I'm sucking dicks first. And then the curtains behind me open and there's a private movie theater. And Will's like, grab us 2 seats. What do you want to drink? And I was like, what do you get?
All right. Now, this is the thing. This guy is saying it. Him and DJ Vlad, he's used by the Illuminati. All right. And they hide things in plain sight when you learn how the devil manipulates the people and beguiles the people. Now, they're joking about the shit, but hey, 9 times out of 10, that was a true fucking story. All right? When you look at something with spiritual binoculars and you find out you're not ignorant of Satan's devices, in these last days, the Most High is putting a spirit on them to expose their secrets to things that they do in darkness. All right? And DJ Vlad, he's in the know when it comes to our people waking up to the Illuminati, sacrificing yourself, selling your souls, all right? He's up on all that. So for him to title that, he know what people are going to think. And he know how simple our people are. Our people would look at that, laugh about it, and be like, oh, that's not happening for real. But it is. When the Most High say in the last days, he's going to expose all the works of darkness, he means it. All right. Now, does he say people are going to come straight forward? And he didn't say the way it was going to be given to you. All right. The way it's given to us is the prophets is telling our people, but we're getting the information and we're funneling it through the spirit. All right. And we're taking the meat off the bones and letting you know, all right, when Esau do stuff like this is when it's just tricks. He's acting like he's being sarcastic and joking about it. But no, this is really how these devils get down. These are the things they really do. These guys really go in rooms with 10 or 12 of them. And for them to get that contract and to get that money, they have to go whore out themselves. They got to go do sexual acts on directors and shit. Okay? They sometimes have to sacrifice their children. All right? Sign contracts in blood. Okay? When you look at these sci-fi movies, they tell you all this science fiction. All right? And you looking at chariots in movies, zombie apocalypse, all of this stuff. These are things that's going to happen for real. All right. So that's him using that wand, that Hollywood, being a magician, tricking the people. That's what he is. He's a fucking wizard. He deceives, and he puts the truth in your face, and you don't even believe it when you see it. That's why the scriptures say you have to have circumcised ears, man, and circumcised eyes. All right. Ears to see. Eyes to see and ears to hear. All right, where you can perceive the wiles and the tricks of the wicked one. All right, this is Luke 8:17. And it reads, for nothing is secret that shall not be manifest. All right. And that's what the Most High is doing. He's making Esau bare. He's exposing all of his works of darkness that he do on the planet Earth amongst the kingdom of men. When you look at all these celebrities, man, they've done some nasty, strange things for some change, man. These guys are abominables. They shouldn't be if you knew the things that they do for money, you wouldn't look at them, society wouldn't look at them in high regard, okay? And that guy right there is giving you an example. Those guys that go in the room and have sex, and they beat and not had committed any type of homosexual act their whole lives. But for the fame and the money, all right, they'll have a little gift. They go around, play football or something. For the fame and the money, they would go in a room like this guy just explained to you, all right? And they would go do some gay shit so they could get that money and that fame, all right? And that's probably 9 or 10 of these so-called celebrities, that every 9 out of 10 of these celebrities that you look at, okay? Neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. The Most High is exposing these things, all right? You got to have eyes to see and ears to hear. This guy is telling you the truth in a jokingly manner. You call it sarcastic humor, where you'll think he's bullshitting, but he's telling you the fucking truth, all right? Take heed, therefore, how you hear. When you look at that and hear that, you can't be laughing like a simpleton, all right? You have to, your spiritual peripherals have to be up to know what time you're living in. You're living in a time where the Most High is exposing the wicked one. This is how you expose them, all right? He got them telling on themselves, okay? For whosoever have, to him shall be given, and whosoever have not, from him shall be taken, even that what he seemed to have, all right? And we talking about wisdom, knowledge, understanding, man. You have to work what the Most High is given to you, so you can't be tricked by all the wiles of the devil, man. Okay? When you rolling in the spirit, you got to build up your spiritual biceps so you can't be deceived or can't be beguiled. Okay? This is the book of Psalms 64, and I'm going to start around. I'm going to start around 4. And I'm going to start at 5. All right? They encourage themselves in the evil matter. All right? And that evil matter is this devil, when he always come to you with a money bag, all right, he will make you do something abominable to get that money. That's why us men of the Lord have integrity. We can't be beguiled by money, a money purse, all right? The Most High has put a spirit on us to be found faithful unto death. So it's no trick that the devil could bring to us. When you look what the devil did, our great king, ancient time past, he told him to worship me and he'll give him the kingdoms of the heaven. He'll give him rulership of the planet. And our great king just hit him with the word, man. All right? He told him, don't tip the law of thy power, man. All right? He just hit him with the word. All right? So when this devil come to us, all right, trying to encourage himself with these evil matters, all right, you got to be built up on your most holy faith, so you don't give into the wiles of the devil. All right. They commune of laying snares privately. All right. These are what they do behind those smoke-filled rooms. All right. This guy, he was laughing about it, but they do that shit for real. All right. Who shall see them then? These celebs. The day gonna come, because this devil is the devil. He records them doing those shameful things. All right, that he always do it. He does it to hold it over their heads, to make them do whatever he wants. They are slaves to the so-called white man because they did that filthy, nasty shit, and they don't want people to know about them. So when the devil wants them to do something, he holds it over their heads. Okay? They're slaves to the wicked one. All right? And they have in their mindsets, well, nobody seen me do this nasty shit, so fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Nobody ever know about it, but they so far from right. All right, because the Most High is gonna expose all these celebrities before it's over. All those nasty, filthy acts that they did to get that bag, it's gonna come to the light. It's gonna get put on this internet. Mark my words. Okay. Verse 7. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. And that's what the so-called white man does. He puts these celebrities on the forefront. So our people look at these celebrities in high regard, and our celebrities feed them with garbage rap lyrics. The women dress like whores. So the little girls look at the women and want to dress like whores. All right. And they do foul things. They rap about adultery, killing, so on and so forth. And this devil, all right, he has searched out iniquities. He puts them up there so our people could do what they see the celebrities do, and they just live in a life of iniquity because they think it's cool, because they see the celebrities do it. A lot of the things that the celebrities rap about, these rappers rap about, they don't even do that shit. All right, but the people that hear them do it. All right, all of this is by design, man. But the wicked one. That's why we're not ignorant of his devices. Okay? But the inward thought of every one of them, of their heart is deep. All right? They psychoanalysts. The so-called white man do case studies on how he's going to keep Jake in derision, how he's going to keep you low. And he uses these celebrities to control you. Like when this chip come out, you're going to have LeBron James or Lil Wayne, one of these, Uncle Tom, Sambo Coon celebrities coming out pushing their chips, showing you how they got it. Okay? The so-called white man, we're not ignorant of his devices. His deep thoughts, we've sought them out. Like he sought out how to keep us in derision. We sought out how to expose him through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah. All right? But his mind fuckery that he's did on 2/3 of our people, they're destroyed beyond repair. That's why the scriptures say, don't worry about them who will be destroyed. That's why Ezra said, the Most High told Ezra, don't worry about them who will be destroyed, but seek out those that are likened to thee. Worry about those who are going to be saved. And that's why we're doing these sit-downs, because 2/3 of our people have the truth in their face. They still not going to believe, because that witchcraft and the sorcery that the so-called white man has beguiled them with, they could look at this clip. They're going to just laugh and be like, oh, man, that's bullshit. That's not true. All right? They're dull of hearing. All right? They got scales on their eyes. They can't see. All right? But Yahweh shall shoot them with an arrow. Suddenly they shall be wounded. And that's what he's doing with his prophets. All right? We're out here cutting their asses up, man. We're tearing down their strongholds and overturning their stumbling blocks by telling the truth of the scriptures, and just by telling the truth of history and all of the things that this abominable devil has done in the kingdom of men. We're exposing him. We're making his ass bare by telling the truth, okay? So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. And the Most High is putting the spirit on them, but they're exposing themselves. The people that's exposing the Illuminati of the most of the lesser luminaries who fell out, who've got into it with other luminaries, and they coming out telling their tricks of the trade. They coming out exposing secrets, okay? That's that spirit. Like when you read about 2 Kings, the 19th chapter, I don't know, it's I think it's First Kings, Second Kings, 19th chapter, where our Heavenly Father say, who would go be a lion spirit in Ahab's mind. Okay, the Most High is doing that same thing with the so-called white man. He putting them lion spears on them, making them beef with one another, where they're exposing one another. Okay, and all that see them shall flee away. See, the day is gonna come where these celebrities, all that see them, gonna look at them with disdain and be like, "This what you did for that bag?" They're gonna look at Rick Ross and Drake them with them colossal ass mansions, gold tubs and shit, and Esau. When his shit falling, he's gonna put on the TV. Even Martin Luther King, they have documents of him doing gay shit. They're gonna put it on the TV and just air them out and show them Puffy all the gay shit that they did to get that money, all the people that they sacrificed to get that money, and people ain't gonna want to have nothing to do with them. They're gonna look at them with disdain. Okay, all men shall fear and shall declare the work of Yahweh, for they shall wisely consider his doing. All right, and people are going to know that prophets was amongst them. The Yahweh was servants were telling the truth. Okay? These are the times we're living in. The righteous shall be glad in Yahweh and shall trust in him, and the upright in heart shall glory. And the ones that's going to benefit are the ones that heard the sound of the trumpet and took heed, man. All right, his very elect. Let me get the book in Ephesians 5:10, and it reads, all right, proving what is acceptable to Yahweh and having no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness. And that's what we just saw. All right, we just saw the Most High exposing those unfruitful works of darkness, what people do to get those acting contracts, those record deals, all right, so on and so forth, but rather reprove them. And that's what we're doing. We're telling them, look, come out of the world. All right, envy not the oppressed and choose none of his ways, man. Don't lust to be rich, man. All right, that's what we out here teaching the truth of the scriptures. But lust, if you're gonna lust about anything, lust to get wisdom and knowledge, man. All right, for it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in a secret. All right, and you just seen that guy. He's telling you what they do in secret. All right, but all things are reproved or made manifest by the light. All right, now we shed light on these foul things, these vile things, foul things they do in secret. All right, the light is shedding on their ass in these last days. For whatsoever do make manifest is light, and the light is the truth. All right, we're living in a time where truth is going forth and corruption is at the end, man. Okay? These are the days we're living in, man. The Most High is overturning all these stumbling blocks and exposing the wicked one. All right? You know, I had one more precept on, but I think that's what I'm going to roll with. So with that, Lord willing, this sit down was edifying to the hearers. I'm going to give infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash, and double honors to our teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to our fellow laborers in Yahweh Shai. Kwan Yasharala Abba Abba.